Hey guys, Jason here, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Ted, which is a new prequel series released on Peacock and Binge, depending where you're from. Right off the bat, I gotta say, this show really surprised me. I wasn't expecting much from it because it's a prequel series. Whenever I think of like a prequel movie or prequel series on like a fictional character, I think of a lot of Jim Carrey movies like Ace Ventura prequel and the Dumb and Dumber prequel, like how Harry and Lloyd met. Even though I did enjoy it when I was, a kid, but yeah, normally prequel movies with like recasted characters of younger actors is never a good thing. But with Ted, you can tell a lot of funny stories in high school. And they actually do for the most part in these 8 episodes, which is kind of a very good format. I think Ted works best in a TV show instead of a movie. I actually did rewatch the two Ted movies last year, and I gotta say, Ted 2 kind of dropped the ball, so I can see why there's not a Ted 3 with Mark Wahlberg. I know a lot of people wanted to see that, but this is what we have for the time right now. And I gotta say, I loved it. I just binged the entire show a couple days ago, and I was having a lot of fun with it. So the main complaint with the show is the actor who plays a young Mark Wahlberg, a young Johnny. I don't know his name, but he's like 26 years old, and he looks like a 16-year-old. And I'm gonna be honest too, I was a bit skeptical with him. I didn't like see any of his other movies or TV shows. He doesn't really look like Mark Wahlberg at all. He just he's doing an impression of him, but it works. Honestly, he's not a bad actor. He's not awkward. I was praying that it wasn't like a Chucky situation with Jake and like really cringy faces and bad acting, but he's a good actor. This kid, he knows what he's doing. He may not, in my mind, he's not Mark Wahlberg. He's a different character, but it still works. If you're going into this show expecting a young Mark Wahlberg, you're just not going to get that. But you're still going to get a really funny character. I think, it's kind of like a Solo situation. Yeah, Solo, the Star Wars prequel to Han Solo. The actor, he's not doing Harrison Ford. He's just being himself, which I respect. I respect it when actors do that. They're taking on a role that another actor has taken, and they're just doing their own thing with it. I enjoyed it. I love his hair, by the way. He has really nice hair. But with the show, it's more Family Guy humor. The Ted humor from the movies you're not really going to get, which is kind of a good thing because those jokes can get stale. So it's made by Seth MacFarlane, so you have to expect a lot of these Family Guy jokes. There's a lot of cutaway jokes. Well, there's one cutaway joke, but like the whole establishing shot with the musical tunes and stuff. A lot of the it's based on a family. There's the dad, the mum, and a cousin, which is her character is kind of like, hey, you can't say that. You can't say those jokes anymore. It's the 90s. It's the 90s, guys. Times are changing. Which is, we're in the 20s right now. I don't know a single person saying, hey guys, it's the 20s, okay? Times are changing. It's just kind of really on the nose. There are a lot of on the nose jokes in the show. Like, in one of the episodes, Johnny's looking at porn. He says, I'm never going to watch porn again. Even if there's a device in my pocket that I can just randomly pull up porn whenever I wanted to, I'm still never going to watch porn. There were just a lot of jokes that made me laugh out loud. And yeah, that was very surprising. That's the main thing I took away from the show. It made me laugh out loud, which is a very hard challenge. But anyway, back to Blair's character. I think she's just mostly in the show to be the voice of reason and like, kind of make sure that the jokes aren't too offensive. Like if this show was made 10 years ago, like she would not even be in the show. She's there to say, oh, that's racist. You can't say racist jokes. You can't say midget anymore. It's small person. It's like she's required to be in the show because in this day and age you can't make jokes anymore. It does taint a lot of the jokes, but like she is an important character and the show kind of needs her to be around to help Johnny and Ted out whenever there's a tough situation. So I can see why she's needed in the show, but it does taint a couple jokes. There's a racist dad character which I found really funny. He also has a toy dump truck that comes to life, and that was kind of that was a bit That was kind of a weird episode. There's the mum character which I really like. She's not the same actress from the actual movie of Ted. She's not the same mum, which was voiced by Meg. And I understand why some characters are recast because it's bound to happen in a prequel series. So I enjoyed her. She was really funny and she had a really funny voice. She reminded me of Mrs. Potato Head. So yeah, I had no problem with that. And I think it was a great idea to have Ted be set in the 90s because that's like a perfect time era for Ted. It's sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's everything that Ted should be. And we get a lot of funny, unique scenarios with these characters. We're seeing Johnny and Ted be high for the first time, which actually, it wasn't cringy to see that happen. It was actually funny, which I was expecting it to be cringe, but it wasn't. Like every joke from the 90s and from like high school back then, it's going to be made. And there are actually a lot of like very ambitious and unique jokes with just random side characters that come out of nowhere. and they land every single time. Like there's one security guard who wanted to be an actor, and it goes on for like 2 minutes of him just complaining about his life. That was really funny. There was a teacher too, who his wife cheated on him and he has to move back in with his parents. Like these characters just come out of nowhere and they say like the most out of pocket jokes, and it's actually hilarious. I think everyone who watches Family Guy should watch this. This is basically just a live action Family Guy, and I'm down for it. I really hope the show gets to season 2 because after it ended, I just wanted more. I wanted more of Ted and Johnny in high school doing more, high school things. It was just a very fun time. Honestly, if I had to choose over Ted 3 and this, I'd probably pick this. Even though I do like Mark Wahlberg and that whole thing, it's just, this is new. It's different, and I can't really see this getting old. I just wanted to give my thoughts on the show because I really enjoyed it and I just wasted a day of my life watching it, so I kind of figured I'd have to make a video on it. Hopefully you guys watch it too, and if you have watched it, leave your comments down below and your thoughts. I would love to hear it. Yeah, go watch the show. It's really good. Anyway, that's all from me today, guys. I'll see you later. Goodbye.